witchcraft, nefarious mining companies, and shootouts between bootleggers and revenue agents. All this supposedly went down at the now abandoned Shake Rag community in Suck Creek Mountain, Marion County, Tennessee. I'll be driving out that way to explore the ruins myself in the dark, and I'll have to be careful as the locals are said to be less than welcoming. And also, before we start, I got full permission from a member of the McNab family to explore these locations and to talk about the history. So let's get to it. Welcome back to Dead Appalachia. Shake Rag was founded by David McNabb in the 1880s along the Tennessee River. The area sat on very rich coal seams, critical for producing fuel for railroads and furnaces. McNabb built a 4,000-foot incline railway down to the Tennessee River Gorge, giving the mines direct access to steamboats and later by rail, making it easier to ship coke to the nearby Chattanooga. Rural mountainous terrain made the land cheap, and local poor families were willing to work under harsh conditions. And the isolation helped maintain company control over the workers. It wasn't uncommon for mining towns to be completely controlled by the mining company. Company stores were common. The mining company would pay the workers in company credit rather than traditional currency, forcing them to only be able to buy supplies at the company store, and also preventing them from saving up enough money to leave. Howdy critters, we're here in the Prentice Cooper State Forest in Marion County, Tennessee. So I got a tip from a longtime follower and subscriber. Somewhere in this forest and along these roads is what's left of an abandoned ghost town. And this place apparently has some crazy history. Everything from moonshiners fighting with revenue agents, shady mining companies, and tales of witchcraft. And we're gonna get into all that. First, we gotta find the darn place. And I also gotta be a little careful. The follower said that folks around here ain't the most welcoming sort, and that they're kind of a shoot first, ask questions later type of folk. So hopefully I don't get my hind end shot off by a scatter shot. Yeah, I reckon we're gonna get here just as the sun goes down. Nice and creepy. Alright, I've done a little bit of research in this place. Not much, because there's honestly not much information on here, but the town had mines, coke ovens, a company store, a hotel, and a church that doubled as a schoolhouse and a church. I'm interested to see what this place actually looks like. I've seen some pictures. There's nothing really substantial to look at. I think there'd be more information on this place. What I got is just from the internet and what my follower has told me about the place. Alright, I believe we are in the midst of it. I just have to park here and then go on foot and try to find my way. Alright, there's structures up here. I'm going to do that one last. I'm going to walk down the road here. And that's the first part we're going to go to, I think, down yonder where we're going now, where those coke ovens are and where the actual mine was located. Now, you can't get to the actual mine because they completely collapsed it and it's long since overgrown. But they say you can find structures and you can find the coke ovens. So we're going to try to do that. Good old-fashioned Dead Appalachia exploration adventure. Let's do it. I just gotta hope no one comes careening down this road and hits me. Yield for pedestrians. Yield for pedestrians. Do you see all the bugs flying around me? Summer is in full swing here in Appalachia. There's definitely a higher lightning bug population. I had a friend come visit Appalachia from Oregon, and apparently over in Oregon they don't have lightning bugs, and he was enamored. I heard something over there in the woods. I'm hoping it's just like a squirrel or something. I imagine it's going to be a mite difficult trying to find where this structure is at night and in the dense summer foliage, but we're going to do our darndest. That bodes well. I really hope I don't get shot out here. That is not how I want to go. I want to die wrestling a grizzly bear or something. I found a frog. Hello, little buddy. The hello, little dude. Little toad. Oh, you feel weird. Alright, here you go, little man. Come on, let me go. There we go. You can let go. I'm lucky. Usually when I catch toads, they pee all in my hand. Have to be very careful about snakes. We have rattlesnakes, timber rattlers, cottonmouths, copperheads, and they would blend in perfectly with all these dead leaves here. Not to mention they probably like to bed down in here. I'm not entirely sure if this is where I'm supposed to go, but it's all part of the adventure, right? Nut up or shut up, let's do it. I also want to be careful not to talk too loud like I just did. Remember, the folks around these parts apparently ain't the friendliest folks. And if they saw me snooping around here at night, not knowing who I was or what I was doing, they would not be remiss to blowing a hole through my hide. Check that out, that's a chimney right there. Let's get up around, oh God. Just stabbed myself. Get up and over this log here. Check out that chimney structure. This was definitely some type of house, perhaps one of the hotels or maybe even the company store. Oh my God, I'm such a big baby. This right here, regardless of what it was or what it is, this was most certainly some type of structure. This looks like the remnants of an old, I don't know, maybe like a chimney. And whatever trail I was following well and truly ended. So I reckon if I want to see more, I'm gonna have to scour by myself. I just about pissed myself. I thought this was a snake, but it's some type of tubing. I don't know if this was original to the old town or if this was something modern that fell during the, oh my God, hi. But it looks like it leads that way. Very confusing. It's very hard to do this during the dark. I kind of wish I had come out here during the daytime. I want to get a cool spooky video for you sons of bitches. These blades are precarious. All right, we are back on the trail. It's like 10 o'clock at night. We've got a very old stone wall here. I think that's a good sign. I guess I'll just follow along here until I find something, huh? Didn't realize it at first because how dark it is and all this foliage makes it kind of hard to tell where you're going, but we are in a structure. There's a wall, there's a wall, there's a wall back yonder, there's a solo cup. I mean, this structure ain't nothing more than 3 walls, but judging by the size of what it probably was back when it stood, I reckon this is either the hotel or the store, because it's pretty sizable. All right, we'll just go through here through another 15,000 spider webs on the roads right here. I didn't even see it. Just goes to show how turned around you can get in the dark. Hello. Where are you, McNab? I should make a new drinking game. Shot every time Dead Appalachia walked into a spider web. Man, y'all would die of alcohol poisoning. I mean, look, man, they are everywhere. I ain't sure what kind of spooters these are. That one has an egg sac. That's disgusting. It keeps dying. I need this thing. All right, I walked down yonder, the road a little bit, and I found this. What it appears to be is another structure just here on the side of the road. I really, really wish I had my better light for y'all. I'm so sorry about that. You'll just have to forgive me. Or don't. Or you can just send me hate comments down below. That works too. Give me engagement. Oh, this is awful. Why did I think this was a good idea? Check this out. Are not modern bottles. At least they don't look like it. They don't look like your standard beer bottles. Yeah. Huh. Alright, that right there, that's modern. That's a plastic water bottle. Shame on whoever just threw that in here. Alright, y'all. For the past couple of hours or so, I've been trying to scourge all throughout the woods across this side of the road and that side of the road because I've seen pictures of bigger structures and even like a full chimney. Thinking that's happened is that those structures have simply fallen down since the last time those pictures were taken. And most of the pictures I did find were taken during winter. So I imagine these structures look bigger and more impressive. I keep falling over, oh my God. When, you know, they aren't completely choked by dense Appalachian foliage. That's about all I can show you about the town. But we're not done yet because my follower also told me and gave me the location of a cemetery. All right, chauffeur, let's get the show on the road. Alright, I hope you guys have enjoyed the video thus far. Before we continue on to explore the graveyard, I want to go over some of the stuff that my subscriber has told me about her family and some of the crazy stories, because I think it's very interesting. Now, this may just be superstition, speculation. From what I could find with my own research, none of this has been documented. That doesn't mean any of this is true, but it also don't mean that any of this is not true. That's up for yuns to decide if you believe it or not. That being said, let's get to it because there's a good bit to go through. So although David McNabb owned the mine, there were plenty of other McNabbs that lived around the community that did other things. They say that their part of the McNab family lived very self-sufficient. They didn't need or want what they called city goods and basically lived off the land. They said that their main crop was corn. Although corn was very hard to grow here due to the rocky ground. I mean, it's called Rocky Top, Tennessee for a reason. And corn didn't sell for much until Prohibition. Take that corn, make it into moonshine, now you got yourself some money. Appalachian folk in general don't take well to the government infringing on their rights. So they didn't consider it much of a crime to make moonshine, of course. Now in the McNab family, they claim that the still was run by the matriarch of the family. She was caught bringing in a truckload of sugar. Her husband didn't want the kids to be without their mama, so he claimed she was bringing it in for him. He went to prison, and she kept the still running. They also say that there were regular raids by the revenuers up into the foothills trying to find their still, along with the stills of other Appalachian entrepreneurs. The McNab children tell a particular harrowing tale of one nighttime raid. They were sent to hide by their parents while the revenuers and the family shot it out. One of the McNab men was dragged to the dock by a pair of revenuers. Two little McNab girls watched in horror from the haven of a woodpile as the revenuers demanded the location of their still. When he refused, they shot him. He fell into the water, clinging onto the dock. The revenuers stomped on his hands until he slid into the water and was taken by the suck. Suck as in Suck Creek. That's the part of the Tennessee River where the McNab family lived by. And honestly, this ain't too far-fetched. Back in Prohibition, revenue agents were known to be quite bloodthirsty and very aggressive in their pursuits to enforce Prohibition. But again, I could find no official records on any of this, so I can't be sure if this happened or not. Again, that's up to you. There were also stories that 3 McNab sisters were witches. Tales about curdled milk, floating tables, and cursed pigs. They say that they went to a McNab wake as a little girl and it was terrifying. All the windows and mirrors covered and everybody wailing and screaming. At that time, they were still keeping vigil over the dead for 3 days and nights. Old Appalachian customs that go back even further into old Irish and Scotch traditions. If there are any other McNabs watching this video and you can confirm or disclose these stories, let me know in the comments. I would love to hear from you. I mean, if one McNab is already a subscriber, it's not too far-fetched to imagine that there's more of y'all out there, and I would love to hear from you. That being said, let's go explore that cemetery.
Did you find anything?
I found a couple poultry structures. I didn't find the chimney I wanted to find. I reckon most of it's been falling down due to the storms and whatever else. Down this way. Oh yeah, this is some creepy stuff, man. Stuff like this is how people go missing in horror movies. All right, let's go see what we can find. Kay Raymond and Ruth McNabb, 1915 to 1971. Oh God. I watched too much Doctor Who. I'm looking at this thinking it's a weeping angel. Oh, here's another one right there. Yeah, the angel statues are by far the creepiest thing out in these woods. Right here we have much older graves compared to the newer ones. Oh, poor puppy dog. I'm trying not to step on the people's actual grave sites. I feel like that's quite disrespectful. Look at this one. This is a fancy grave to give to somebody. Big old tree. And then some bad mojo around here. That is a creepy looking gravestone, whatever that means. Alvin Nathan McNabb, this one served in Vietnam. Loving husband, father, and pawpaw. Pawpaw is a common moniker for a grandfather. In fact, I called my grandfather Pawpaw before he passed. Now, my follower requested that I don't use her name or the name of her family member that lived here, like when the mining town was still active, for privacy reasons. But regardless, I'm going to try to find her family member's grave because I know it's in here somewhere. And although I will not tell Yins what her name is, I know it. So I'm going to try to find it just for my own curiosity. Oh, well, interesting. Very spooky. It is amazing how many McNabs are in that one little cemetery. I was hoping for a little bit more with the structures down at the actual town, but hey, the history is cool. And regardless if there was really any type of bootlegging or witchcraft going on, there's some interesting lore there, and it's a really important part of the history around here. And there's obviously plenty of McNabs that are still alive today. And they obviously have enough influence and money to maintain that cemetery because they take real good care of it. They should be proud of that. Yeah, pretty fun adventure. I'm covered in mosquito bites right now, and I'm certainly going to have to be plucking some ticks off me when I take a shower tonight. But yeah, I had fun, and I hope you guys have enjoyed it too. And if any of you who are watching this are McNabs or are from this area, and you can, you know, add your own stories or validate the story of my follower, let us know in the comments or just reach out to me personally. If any of you ever want to reach out to me, hit me up on Instagram, same name, Dead Appalachia. That's probably the best way you can get in contact with me to ask me questions or tell your own stories or give me your own tips. But I reckon that is the end of this adventure. I'm going to go home and take a nice hot shower and go to bed. If you like scary stories, true crime, and exploring old ruins and ghost towns in the backcountry of Appalachia, give me a subscribe if you haven't already. I do all those things. Post every week on Saturday at 12 o'clock, most of the time. I just hit 9,000 followers and I'm about to hit 10,000. I'm so excited, and I just want to thank all of yins who have supported me up to this point. With that being said, I'm going to go home. Yins have a good one.